Okay, just want to lay out a few of my thoughts. It's 8:20 a.m. on the 13th, and just want to lay out a few of my thoughts right now. This isn't a planned video, it's just spontaneous. So it looks like the Tories have got a pretty comfortable majority, 363 to Labour's doesn't immediately come to mind, but it was a lot less than that. Excuse me. Like I say, this is totally spontaneous, but it is Labour's worst election result since 1935, which is almost since the party first came to government under Ramsay MacDonald. That is staggering, really is. Um, the B word cannot be ignored as a factor in all of this because it seems a lot of people have have taken up Boris Johnson's pitch to get Brexit done. That's been a major motivating factor in the vote, and that's the right. It's democratic right. It's up to them as to what reason they vote. I think that is the reason that they have went that way, and I find that very unfortunate because a lot of people seem to have overlooked 9 years of Tory cuts and Tory austerity and all the hardship and suffering that it's caused, and it has. Anyone that doubts that just needs to go into any town or city centre and see the rough sleeping problem, which has significantly increased under this party. Um, so what I find depressing is the puritanism of get Brexit done. I understand the argument. I really, really do. In 2016, there was a mandate for us to leave the European Union, and democracy dictates that we should leave the European Union. So I have no problem understanding that. But what I have a problem with is the obsessional idea that it's more important than anything else because it's democracy. Well, there's a lot of things that are democracy. Um, I mean, Brexit is not going to solve the problem of homelessness in this country. It's not going to solve violent crime. It's not going to solve geopolitical terrorism issues. It's not going to solve geopolitical threats from powerful adversaries like Russia and China. And there's a whole host of other social problems, domestically speaking, that Brexit is not going to solve. That's why I have a problem with this idea that it's the get Brexit done thing is more important than anything else. I think it's very important. I do. I mean, from a point of view of stability, it's extremely important. I hate Brexit, but I certainly want the country to have a direction. And I totally agree that had Corbyn and Labour won and there'd been another referendum, that wouldn't have helped. It would have just continued the stagnation, it would have continued the division. I am not convinced that when we leave, whether it be on the 31st or before that, everything's going to be just fine. I think that's delusional. I will say this though, if we do finally leave for good, then the Leave side will need to accept that they've got their way and they can no longer constantly vilify the Remain side, which is what they've been doing. And yes, I know there's been mudslinging on both sides. I'm not saying the Remain side is innocent, but I am beyond sick of the B word. It's been, in my opinion, totally toxic for this country. And when that point's raised, the Leave rebuke is, oh, well, it's Remain owners that have stopped it from happening, that have caused the divisions. And I agree to an extent that the dogged determination to stop it has also been a problem. I think there are millions of people like myself who want more than anything else some clarity and direction, but who are not enthusiastic about Brexit at all. Um, if this Tory majority means clarity, that's a good thing. If it means, I mean, on policy areas, like I say, crime is one area where I would be much more trusting of the Conservatives than any other party. So if the tough talk actually means something and they actually start, taking action, for example, imposing minimum sentencing and ensuring that violent, dangerous people are not released until it's absolutely secure for them to be released, a major, major overhaul in criminal justice, where it actually means something. I think that is something I am cautiously optimistic about. But I say cautiously because the Tories are very good at talking tough, but the record actually isn't great when it comes to enacting that toughness. Um, it needs 9 years of cuts. There needs to be some spending now um, in the prison system, in policing. So that's one issue I think I'm cautiously optimistic about. National security, I certainly trust the Tories more than I did Corbyn's Labour. Um, but there are other things that I don't trust the Tories on. Caring about the most vulnerable people in society, I simply do not believe that this is a party that, particularly under this Prime Minister and this cabinet, I do believe it's a party that is in lieu to the powerful, the City of London, bankers, businesses. Um, they all have their place, but I think that there needs to be some social compassion in this country. What I do fear is there is a hardening out there. I think there's a lot of decent people, but I fear there's a sort of hardening of attitudes or a sort of blasé attitude about some of the social problems we have. I mean, when I see certain right wingers dismiss hate crime, dismiss rough sleeping, dismiss food banks, dismiss a lot of these problems, makes me very depressed, actually. People might say that's a contradiction coming from me, given my pretty hardline attitude to crime. But to me, it's not, because my compassion lies in wanting justice for victims of crime. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I mean, I won't lie, my gut feeling is not a good one. But I guess it does mean clarity. And that's perhaps a good thing. But I do think it's delusional to think that any sort of Brexit, I know the purist no deal Brexit that the Leave side want, that, hardline leavers want, they think that's going to solve all our problems. I just don't think it will. But we'll see. And when it happens, like I say, they're going to have to change the record. It'll no longer be get Brexit done, because it will have been done. But I think the idea that it's all going to be fine is naive. But we'll see. I love this country and I want the best for it, but these are very, very complex times, and see what happens.